Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first 2018 Bonestone Bash. It feels like it has been forever. Now, of course, I'm not by myself. I'm here with artist Anna Turian. Anna.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Happy to be here with you.
We've got a lot to get through today, folks. A lot to do with the suit of wands, most particularly, and we've got some reveals, we have got some decisions, we've got some further conceptualizing. So first of all, I just wanted to say we have been working really hard behind the scenes, even while we've been on break. We haven't actually been on break, but we've been on break. Does that sound about right, Anna?
Right. Well, we've been on break in terms of the live videos, but we've actually been probably putting in the same amount of work as we normally do. So I don't know, maybe the pressure was, pressure of live, I guess, break from that, but otherwise I think we've been doing the same.
I think so. It feels exactly the same, except without the lives. Like, I do recall, I was in Brisbane with my sister, and I recall sitting there, and I'm multitasking because I was still doing a little bit of work while I was away, and we were at lunch, and I was talking to Anna on the phone and sending images of tribal headdresses and things of that nature, and my sister was getting really into it at the same time, so I even managed to get her to put in a little bit of like opinion and work for me. So it was good times. But the Bonestone is going beautifully. The sales of the Bonestone, for those who are curious about that, they're going. There's still quite a few left because, as you know, I did up my listing again due to popular demand. In fact, I would say not demand, pressure. And so I got so many people like, let's more, and so I did. That's the original story behind that. I hadn't originally intended on doing that, but of course I did. And everything's going beautifully behind the scenes. I have been talking to the printer, and the printer finally saw the front and back of the card, so she could get an idea of the my print broker, at least, so she could get an idea of sort of what she was looking at as far as color went, and sort of all those little bits and pieces. I'm not a printer, I can't really tell you what she was looking for, but they went off, so that was a big step. So she's seen the backing of the cards and one of the images, and that just makes me feel a little bit like, wow, it's getting there. They're going in that direction. I feel a sense of almost there-ness, sense of almost completion. So that's really exciting. And we've got some beautiful cards to reveal for you today. And the guidebook is that I thought I had it open. I might not have it open, but let's just say that, here we go. It's here. The guidebook is currently sitting at 17,627 words. So if you were wondering if I've been writing, I have been writing 17,000 words. Just in case you thought, oh, she's there doing nothing. No, Word tells me the exact number of words that I have written. So very, very exciting. So thank you to everyone who has popped in to hang out with us. I'm super stoked that you're all here. It's very exciting. All right, let's launch into it. I will hand over to Anna now, and she can tell you what she's been doing, and then we can start to show you a little bit of the cards and their loveliness. Okay?
Okay, sounds good. So like Avalon mentioned, we have been working behind the scenes, and we have quite a bit of cards to reveal today. We left off at the 3 of Wands, I believe, was the last one that was shown, if I'm correct. But anyway, I have a number of cards here, and I'm going to go through them, and we're going to discuss a little bit. Let's start. Okay, so the first one is the 4 of wands. And after I show you these cards here, I'm going to go and post them on the Bonestone Facebook page so you can kind of see how the actual card will look. Okay. So here we have the four of wands. And if you recall, there was actually a poll for this one. There were a couple of versions, and this is the version that won. It's talking about, you know, a celebration. You have this kind of grandma, old crone figure there. She is placing flowers in a crown of flowers on her head, and you get the sense that there will be a celebration. She's preparing this younger woman for it. So this is the Four of Wands. And again, we have the consistent sky for this suit, which is red and orange. It's red and like a yellow orange. We had different skies for each suit. So this one is the 4. Okay. Put this one aside. Moving to the 5. This is the 5. The 5 of Wands shows a number of people climbing. This is a competition. Who can get to the top? You have this beautiful, huge tree, and they are all, I'm going to kind of zoom in a little. They're all kind of climbing towards the top. And you have one individual at the bottom kind of rallying them on. So that's the 5. Okay, moving to the 6. This is the 6 of Wands. It is a coronation, but it's not a usual one. He is crowning himself. It's this, he has like a proud stance. And that was something that we wanted to convey. The crown is made out of bones, and you can kind of, I'm going to kind of try. Sorry for the shaky hands. I'm trying to hold it as still as I can. But, so this is the 6. Okay.
Hannah, you've got to read Natalie's comment.
What'd she say?
It's too funny.
I have not seen that. I have to see that. All right. So 7 of Wands. Okay. This is the 7 of Wands. And here you see this warrior. She is jumping over these. She's winning. She's jumping over her adversaries, and there's you get the sense that she's above it all. She is a strong individual, and we wanted the meaning of the card to still come through, but we're approaching it a little differently. Oh, and here I'll got some blood on the sword, people. Had to have some blood on the sword. So that's the
What do you guys think so far of these beautiful, beautiful cards? I've got some kind of sensitivity filter going on right now. It's a new thing that YouTube has. We lost you, Anna. We lost you.
You lost me?
We lost you we lost you for about, I'm going to say half a minute. So the last we saw, you were holding up the 7, 8,
okay.
No, 7.
Can you see me now? This is the 7. Did they see the 7? Now. Okay.
Yeah, we saw that one. We did see that one, and I think you were just about to change it over, but we lost you.
Okay. This is the 8. Yeah, the 8 of Wands with the galloping horses. They are coming towards you. You get a sense of movement, of action, of something that is coming fast. And you can see the riders, and their hoofs are like splatting the dirt around. So it's like this whole motion. So that is the 8. And the last one is the 9. This is the 9. So the 9, usually you see him guarding the 9 staffs behind him, and he is like has a bandage on his head, but he's guarded. He's ready for action if anything were to come at him. So this one, if you remember, we are showing him he is camouflaged. He is a warrior. He's holding a poisonous, what is it, the dark thing? I forgot what it's called. It has a name, actually. And he's camouflaged. He can come at you anytime. He's definitely not going to be messed with. So that is the 9. That's what we have.
Woohoo! So much awesome right there. Just so much awesome.
So 6 new cards.
6 new cards. As you can see, we've been working hard on 6 new cards. We are talking about the 10, which we have already discussed. We've conceptualized the 10, but the 10 hasn't been sketched out, hasn't been worked on yet, and I've been diligently working on these. And quite frankly, amazing. Just amazing.
Aww.
So we're all very excited. For those who wanted to know, I saw a little question. I've been really monitoring the chat this time. I'm going to be very diligent with the chat. So I've got you guys. You're in my line of sight. And I noticed people saying that, which one was it? The 4, 5? The 5, 6. Which one was the crowning one? We had the 4, the braid. The 4 was the braid. The 5. The 5 was the crown.
I'm looking. Hold on. 5.
5 was the crown. Yeah, that's right. The idea behind that one is that he is claiming his sovereignty in that moment. And so, it was the 6. It was the 6.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, it was the 6. Yeah, sorry, because that doesn't make sense.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes. No, you're right. This is 5. This is 6. Yep.
Yeah. So we've got the tree climbing is 5.
They're climbing on the tree.
That's right. So tree climbing 5, like hair braiding 4, tree climbing 5, self crowning 6, vaulting is 7, 8 is galloping horses, 9 is camouflage men, right? So with the 6 and I'm sorry, Natalie's still going. The side there in the chat. He's crowning himself, just in case, because there was a question, where are the hands coming from? He is crowning himself. He is claiming his sovereignty. So initially we thought we'd do a scene of a crowning event kind of thing, like almost like a rite of passage, but we thought it would be much more personal, much more bold, much more powerful for the suit of Wands if he was crowning himself, and we've given him like the horned crown. And so you will have noticed that I posted a few pictures, a few like Pinterest-worthy pictures. I actually think I got them from Pinterest. And then posed the question, which card do you think these images will inspire? And the answer to that question was the 6. So we were inspired by all that beautiful sort of natural crown, and the horns, of course, are for fertility, power, strength. They are such a symbolic statement in and of themselves. So just to answer that particular question. And now we have a little issue to talk about. We've got a little issue, don't we, Anna? We've got a little issue, a little design issue.
I thought about it, and then I know when I told you, and you thought about the same thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, we've got an issue.
I mean, it's just, it depends how we want to go about it. I mean, how you want to go about it, really.
You know, once you point it out, it's there then, and you can't go around it because it has to match. There has to be continuity. There has to be flow, right?
Yeah.
And you're all those of you watching are like, what are you talking about? Right, this is what we're talking about. So we have the suit of wands is the third suit that we're tackling. And we have a system in place. We have a continuity of sky color for the suits, for the pip cards. Continuity of sky, you will have noticed this, you know, the grey through the swords and the light pink through the cups. And then we've got the ready color through the wands, right? And then that is one element of continuity. And then we've got a second, and that becomes more apparent when we get to the court. So when we get to the court, we see this continuity. That is the page, the knight, the queen, the king. So it's a focus inward. So the page is usually full body, the knight is half torso in motion, the queen is up close and personal, and the king is full face. So we've seen this done a couple of times, obviously. Now, because the Queen of Wands was already created well before we started this continuity, she is now out of whack. She's out of whack.
Yeah, so and we can't crop her. I mean, we can't. This is the Queen of Wands, guys. Here, I'll just, so you can see what I'm talking about. And I don't have the other ones. I was looking for another queen. Here, I'll pull another queen so you can kind of get the idea of what we're talking about here.
But that's the situation that we've got going on, is that she sits outside of that. She sits outside of that now because she is full-bodied. Like her, it's a beautiful image of her on a, like it's a page essentially. It's a page.
Yes. Yeah, I'm here. I'm looking for the.
Yeah.
Just gonna pull these three out. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna use the suit of swords as an example before I fall down. Okay. All right. So just so we're clear, this is the page of swords. So you see him full body, and then you go to the knight, and you kind of go. You can see that you're kind of zooming in, right? He's getting closer. Or she, it's Athena. She's getting closer. So this is the knight. Then you move towards the queen. She's even closer. Like you can zoom in to the queen. And then you get to the king. And the king is full on. So I'll show you the differences between the queens so you can kind of see why we're debating. This is the original Queen of Wands that we did. This is how we're presenting the other queen and in general, like the size-wise. Now, in order to crop this, because she has a tiger with her, if I were to crop her like that, I could crop her, but you would not see the tiger or the snake for that matter if she gets cropped. So here's our predicament. Do we keep the queen, or do we just do a different queen? Do we do a different card, right?
It's a thing. So it's up for consideration, and we thought we'd put it to you. A few people are saying that she should be the page.
Okay. And then we should who did we have for the page? Let me see.
We had a Mercury.
Okay.
So then we would have to find another queen. So if she goes into page, then we would
need another queen. Yes.
We would need another queen. Maybe we could shift queen then. Oh no, wait. If we Okay,
What are they saying? To kneel
I'm
is
processing.
she's not kneeling. She's not kneeling with the tiger. She's standing with the tiger. But if she were kneeling, I'd still have to redraw her. So regardless, you know, if we're changing the position, then I would have to redraw her. So so the way the way she is right now, full size, she matches a page, pretty much.
She's essentially taking the stance that occupying the space of the page.
Yeah.
So agree with Thebard. Oh wow, this is going fast. Keep it. I think the tiger and the landscape are important to this card. Yeah, I'm not keen on tossing the card, but I don't want to I also don't want to disrupt the flow. So I think the nicer idea is perhaps to bring her into page position, and then
you know, because like everybody's here is like, you guys are here and you know the flow of the deck, and you know, like, if hypothetically we were to keep her in place of the queen because you're voting on it, this deck will be going out to a lot more people that are not necessarily aware of what we're discussing right now, and they'll be like, what the why is this one off? And you know, because I can see it happening. I can see somebody go online and be like, why is this the only queen that you can see standing?
Yeah, it's gonna look dodge. It's gonna look dodgy. And
they're saying that they lost you. We lost Avalon.
Really? But I'm right here. I can see myself. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Oh, okay.
But they're saying that we lost Avalon.
Oh.
Amy is saying.
I feel consistency is important. Yeah.
I think that, I mean, I can see her as a page, and then putting in a different queen would be the way to go. Like a fiery queen, like a what is fiery deity? Fiery, because we had Bridget as the knight.
My recommendation, because have we sketched Bridget out completely? Is she sketched out? Okay. So essentially what we could do is push Bridget to queen, put Mercury in knight, because he would work really well as a knight.
Okay, and then right. Bridget is queen.
Look, this is just an idea. If we put Bridget, who is now the knight, in the place of queen, and then have Mercury in the space of the knight, then we would have female page, male knight, female queen, male king, right? So it would balance out from that perspective. It might also work. The thing is the page, the queen, was originally modeled around Insan, Orisha Insan. And Orisha Insan is she's a formidable force, but she's also a very active force. She's got her narrative is quite interesting. So if you're ever interested in reading up on her narrative, you might find that she could fit the place of page quite nicely. This is not to say that she's immature or even young in her way, but she's got a sprightly nature to her that would perhaps fit the page really well as well. It's very much up for debate, guys. So I encourage you to debate. What have we got? Are you reading this chat now?
Yeah, I'm reading the chat. I'm trying. They can't see me? Can you guys see me?
I can see you.
Can you hear me?
I can definitely hear you.
Okay.
Having this sitting lost for a few minutes.
Nope.
Bridget is the queen. Bridget is the queen. Cannot see you. We've got some issues. I think we've got some.
Nope. Okay. All right. I'm going to. Can you press on my image? See if it'll. Maybe you're just pressing on you.
No, see, it's not voice. It usually changes to whoever's speaking automatically, but it's not doing that at the moment.
It says they can hear, but they can't see. Okay. Well, let me get out and come back in. How's that?
All right. I'll hold space here for you. Just try that same link. All right, guys. So what do you think? I'm seeing a lot of people say Bridget as queen. If everyone is happy with that. I feel odd. Okay, let me just tell you my feelings. My feelings are as such. I feel like I'm demoting our queen in a way. That's how I feel from from an emotional, spiritual point of view. I feel like I'm demoting. Now, I will say this, that originally when the queen was created, I didn't have in my head that she was in a son. I had in my head a sovereign, African, beautiful, powerful, archetypal force. And then she came later to embody in a son her way, because the way she was drawn was just inspired a little, a little semblance of, a little appreciation of. And so, and you're back. Can everyone see Anna? Yeah, but it's still not changing. I don't understand why it's not changing.
Oh, well, no. I've done my job. I showed the cards.
You've done the job. You've done the job. I'm going to have to click. I'm going to have to randomly click. So let me be aware of that. I would like to see the current queen sitting with her tiger next to her. See, here's the issue, guys. The issue that you're not taking into consideration, perhaps, well, some of you will be, is that if we redraw her, the current image that we have, the worked on effort of Anna, the current image, will then not be able to be used. So it will go to waste. So this current piece of fine art that was drawn specifically for this will then go to waste. This is why it's an issue, because we don't want to see that artwork go to waste. And I really didn't know how we were going to get around this. And I don't want to redraw her. I honestly believe that she's out of Anna's imagination. She's out. Anna's birthed her into being. And she doesn't fit well in that space because of the themes that we've got going on, the themes within the themes within the themes that we've got going on. So she may have to switch into page, and that's okay if she switches into page, because it is meant to be. If that's the natural flow of it, we're going with the flow. We're not forcing the issue. We're making the best from that situation. This way, her exact positioning is perfect page. Just by accident, it's perfect page. We had designed 3 cards. We designed 3 cards when we started the Bonestone, just to put it out there to give people a taste. It was the Queen. It was the Queen, the 8 of Wands, and what was the other card? Oh, yeah, the Hierophant. Hierophant, Queen, and the 8 of Swords. Sorry, not Wands, the 8 of Swords. And so before we had any of these themes within themes, she had already been, conceptualized in a way, and we gave her the title of Queen of Wands. But now, because we've already given her the title of Queen of Wands, we can't use her as Queen of Wands for these issues that we have said. So can we move her to page without me or Anna being hung from some kind of morose tree called all sorts of names? Can we do this without there being a drama? Is the
possibility? They're asking again, so I'm gonna just kind of go in. Hold on. All right. So this is the image as it stands. She has the snake and the tiger. And that's the face. Trying to zoom in. I mean, I can try to zoom a little. Hold on.
Yeah, that's good. I can see it quite clearly. I'm not sure about everybody else.
So that's the image right now. But again, she's. We already have a card. We have an extra card.
We already have an 80 card deck. So keep in mind that every card that we make costs extra money to print. So it's not, it becomes 1,000 new cards. That one card will become 1,000 cards.
Yeah.
Problem, and that's like a cost.
I didn't quite take it into, I did something like that with one of my decks. I put in 4 new cards, and then I was like, huh, I wonder why it's so expensive. And then I realized that 4 cards, that's a lot of new cards.
That's a lot of new cards.
So, yeah.
Anyway. I don't see a demotion. I think they are connected, and change makes a lot of spiritual sense. Yeah, that's true.
The only thing, if you're going to go for a new queen and keep her as the page, I think you're going to need as strong of a queen.
Yes. Yeah.
So like, Bridget is a strong. Everybody knows Bridget. She holds the sacred flame. So it's but just like keep that in mind. You can't.
She's softer though. She's a lot softer.
She is, but I mean, it depends. Like, that doesn't mean she's weak.
No. I'm gonna message you something, and you tell me if it's absurd. It's like, no, that's absurd. You can say this is absurd.
I'm afraid. What? Okay.
I can't spell it. I'm too nervous.
Mm-hmm. How long is this name?
I can't spell it. Okay, I'm going to modify. And
okay. That's kind of scary. No, not. I mean, strong, very strong.
Very strong, right? Very strong.
Yes. Very strong.
Is it too much death lower? Is it too much of that?
Well, I don't know if. I think it would work more on. I don't know. It's fire, warm.
Yeah, I think it might be too cold.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Very cute to a black queen. That's what I sent Natalie. That's what I sent to Anna just then. But I didn't want to get anyone excited. That's why I didn't say it out loud, because I think I may be still able to use her in another instance. Okay, so the fact that Bridget to me would fit more as a page, as a goddess of beginnings, among other things, as well. So the beginning, first grade of the Druid order. Yeah, it would. She's also a diplomat. See, Bridget has a formidable. She has a formidable narrative. She is a Druid priestess. She is the daughter of Tuatha. Her mother is hypothesized to be either the Morrigan or the goddess Bowen, and she comes with a fairy-like aspect. She is the patron of breastfeeding mothers, of blacksmiths, of diplomats, of bards, of peacekeepers. She married a Fomorian, or an enemy, to keep the peace. She had 1 or 3 children, depending on which branch of the Mabinogi you read. She is a goddess that I have researched in my own practice, not for this project, for another thing entirely. I put her in the form of sacred fire. I will honor her in my personal practice at the time of Imbolc. And that what I would like, is Beltane fire for the queen, not Imog fire. Beltane fire, not Imog fire. Beltane, tribal Beltane. Da-da-da-da. You know, that's what I want. So I feel like I've articulated myself as stupidly as I possibly can, in which case Oya would be a great queen. She would be. So what do we do, folks? See, this is the issue. This is why we needed to talk about this.
I mean, Odin's wife, Frigg. Was that?
She's a bit soft. Oh, I wouldn't say she's soft. No, she's not soft. No, I don't see her energy there. I want something a little bit. We might need a little bit of voodoo mama there. The one. Somebody read my mind. Maria Laveau. Could she be the queen? What's her narrative? Somebody Google her.
I'm Googling her.
Thank you.
Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. Let's see. That doesn't give a lot of.
She was already a queen. See, she's already associated as a queen.
Oh, she sounds it. I mean,
she sounds Queen of Wands, doesn't she?
She does.
I'm pasting. I'm Google pasting stuff. Oh shit. Paste. Yeah, she looks good. She would look good. She would be Beltane fire, you know. She and her mother had great influence over multiracial following. Yes, yes, killing it. Yes, Queen of Hoodoo. Nice, yes. Oh my God. Oh, interesting, yes. Not sure about that face. That makes a lot of sense. I agree about needing that. So can we move with this one? Okay. What about Goddess Anata? What about Isis? We had talked about Isis, didn't we?
Yeah, for the wands? I'm not sure if it was for the wands. Was it for the wands?
I don't know. We might need a poll. We might need a poll because Isis is actually a very good recommendation also. Ooh. Okay, we need a poll. I feel like we need a poll because I'm feeling very good about Maria Laveau or Isis. I'm feeling better about. See, the one that I the name that I sent to Anna was already in line with voodoo, and we're like, oh, a bit cold, which is true, but it was already there. I was already heading in that direction. And so Isis, I can accept Isis if it's by popular demand. I don't work with Isis. I don't know anything about her narrative. This would require me to actually do research. I don't know how I feel about that. I have the Isis Oracle. I might have to have a flick through that one, you know, that kind of business. Cleopatra. Well, I feel if we go with Isis, we're already encapsulating some of that beautiful Egyptian magic. Which
Athena we used already. Athena we used for the swords, for the Knight of Swords.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, goddess of wisdom and battle strategy. We thought she fit better with swords. Okay, we're going to do an A and a B. An A and a B. Traditional in Bonefire. Oh, fucking hell. You know, okay, I'm going to show you something. Hang on a second.
I think Marie Laveau would work too.
I think so. At the moment, I have the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West in my head because she drew me. We've just been talking. So she made me into a bonfire image, and I have been talking to her about this. It's on my brain. So we're talking about the Bonestone now. It's a bit similar. What was I saying before I had a meltdown?
We're debating between A and B.
A and B, traditional A and B, right. So let me write this down. A, the letter A for ant, for alpha, is Maria Laveau, and B is for Isis, Egyptian queen. So you may begin with your A's and your B's. If you vote Maria Laveau, it is an A. If you vote
B.
It's Isis. I can't see a single B yet.
It's A.
Oh, we got a B.
That's all A's. 2 B's. Okay, 2 B's. Looks like A1. 3 B's. 1, 2, 3, 4 B's, but still.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 B's by my count.
B. She gave birth to the sun. Yeah.
There's a difference, though. Most are really. The only difference between a deity and a person that existed is time. Eventually, you will have gone from a person who existed to a person that passed away, and then give it 1,000 years and you'll be a myth. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. It's interesting.
I'm jotting down the things. Some cultures, kings and queens were promoted to deities after death. It is true. That's exact fact.
I mean, they get modified a little bit, but majority have existed.
It's like any story. Like you see it in the sense of gossip, for instance. What happened to how it's told to what it ends up being by the time it reaches your ears, maybe a week later, is totally different to the original story, but is part of the story nonetheless. So a deity may be romanticized or maybe vilified in that period of time, depending on the agenda of each person that is telling that story. And keep in mind that the victor writes the history books, and so everything has a lens on it. I think A1, guys. Okay, I'm counting here. I'm counting. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, roughly. I may have missed a couple for Maria Laveau. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for Isis. Roughly. I may have missed a couple. I don't think I missed that many, though, because I was like, B. Okay, we've got B. Got another B. That's 11 now. So how are we feeling? Is that are we satisfied with that? We've got 11 to 21, guys. I think that's it, yeah? Are we voting on a queen instead of a current one, or does this mean no Bridget? No, Bridget will remain as a page, not a page, sorry, as a knight, and we're voting on a queen. It will mean that Mercury will be replaced. We didn't even have him sketched down, though, did we?
No. No, we only had Bridget sketched it. Yeah.
The Voodoo Queen one. Yeah, we're going to go there, guys. We're going to go there. We're going to go there. All right, we picked it. We picked it. Thank you to everyone who participated in that. For all those who really had your heart set on Isis, my heart goes out to you. She is a formidable force to work with. And
the king we had Aries, right?
I beg your pardon?
King was Aries.
King was Aries, yeah. Unless
what?
Unless Isis then becomes the king.
But then
nobody
you're going
nobody
else in the suit in the court cards.
Is that a problem?
Not, I mean, not for me, but I'm sure there's going to be somebody who's going to have a problem.
It's going to be a problem. Yeah, it will be a problem. It will be a problem. Unless. This is what I'm thinking. I don't recall really settling very hard on any of the kings. Like, we put it out there. We put so many ideas out there for king.
I don't know. I like Thor.
The god of thunder.
Mm-hmm.
He works. He does work there. You know, he does. He does work. Then we have a multicultural. We have a multicultural inspiration for that. It would be Thor, New Orleans voodoo, Celtic Britain, and Yoruba.
And they all can meet and have some tea.
And they all can just catch up and be cuzzy bros. Southern Cross heathen, not as king. Who are we speaking of here? Oh, I'm sure she's talking about Thor here. Okay, should we do Thor v Isis? I'm going to do it, and then we can move on. That way it's decided. Those who participate.
I think I'm partial for Thor because I just saw the movie, so. You're
partial for Liam Hemsworth. No, Chris Hemsworth. He was for a while there my Hollywood husband. I've now moved on. Although I did watch The Huntsman yesterday, and I'm like, maybe we could date again. I don't know. All right, I'm going to go A. A is for Thor. B is for Isis. Keep in mind, before you get excited and trigger happy, that if you put Isis as king, the entire court for fire, which is an overtly masculine element, will then be feminine. And that could piss people off. It might even piss me off. Who knows?
Please make sure he looks like Chris. Oh, I'm going to try. Okay, so A, Thor, B, Isis, go. A, Thor, B. Oh, shit, they've gone. Natalie. A and B, folks. I'm not going to take it down if you don't do an A or a B. I'm very specifically dyslexic, so I need to be able to count the letters. Notice how the moment I mentioned Chris, immediately they all went to A. Before then, everybody was kind of.
According to Southern Cross Heathen, Thor is a gentle soul that has strength, not fire. We are only human. That is a response. I feel it. I feel that Thor won by a landslide. How do we feel about this?
I'm happy with Thor. Hey, he can hold a hammer, you know?
This is true. That is true. That is true. I admit that I haven't voted. His energy feels cool to me, like lightning. Some feel that he's not very well suited here, Anna.
Well, why? Because of the thunder? But see, to me, I mean, in my mind, and it's just me, I mean, thunder to me is fire. So it strikes, there's a fire. It's going to start a fire. If it hits a tree, there's going to be fire. So that's like my thought. But
it's energy, though. Like lightning is energy. Fire is energy. Like it's primal energy. I see him as a sword. Interesting. They see him cool versus warm.
Ra would work too.
Ra would work. Papa Legba. People are saying Papa Legba as well. I'm getting so confused here, guys. So we don't like Thor now? Thor's not it? What about the sun god instead? No, we can't have Lou because we've already got Bridget in that suit. That's too much Celtic. It's funny reading Ra. People going Ra, Ra, Ra.
Why don't you pull some cards?
Okay, I've got to get my deck. I'm in the air conditioning though.
See? Just let them decide. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, you know, to me, I see Thor as fire. Mostly because of the, you know, the lightning and the whole energy aspect of it. But Ra would work, obviously. It's just personal preference, guys. But I'm good with whichever one you want.
And behind the scenes, Anna's already making a start on her own Thor King.
I'm like sketching through him out. That'll be like my extra card, and I'll just slide it in my deck when I have to work with it.
I thought we already established the King of Wands a few streams ago. We did establish it a few streams ago, Tiger's Abyss. However, we've just had to move that stream around a little bit, move that concept around because we've shifted one from one position to another. It just throws everything out then. It might not seem like it does, but when you have it in your head and you're working on it and you're looking for particular elements, it really does. So you shift the queen and put her in a page position.
I will tell you something, guys. I'm going to mention something. I think that things happen for a reason, personally, in terms of like how the cards turn out. I'm a firm believer in that. And the fact that we have to move things around now, I don't think is a coincidence, because throughout my experience of painting this deck, both Avalon and I have had certain experiences when we've dealt with particular cards and we've worked on particular cards. So I don't think that there are such things as coincidences in terms of the energies that want to come through when designing a deck. That's just me.
I'm disinclined to use Shango. Shango was a pedrero, and he's one of my orishas. I wouldn't put him there.
I worked with Hephaestus before, but he's, at least in my experience, very gentle, I guess. What came through? What is it? Can't read it. King of Wands. Thank you. Yes. You don't say.
This is my drawer. This is my drawer. Look, this is my drawer. This is my drawer. And you cannot, like, you saw me shuffle it, right? Okay, wait for it. King of Wands. Princess of Wands. And then wait for it, because you'll like this for all you tarot readers. The Two of Pentacles.
Yeah, thank you, cards.
It's one or the other. And she has a tiger in this. The princess has a tiger. The page has a tiger in this one.
See? Why don't you do a couple for each one? You know, like pull, I don't know. Split them. Split the deck. Split the deck. Whatever comes first. I don't know.
Okay. Hang on. Alrighty. So what are we going to put? Who are our options so far? Like, let's write them all down. So we have, our option is Isis.
Thor.
Then our option was Thor.
Ra.
Ra. And Papa Legba was thrown out there.
I'm looking through Hephaestus. Aries. Helios. Did I say that right? Helios.
Yep.
No, Dionysus was, I think Dionysus would work more on a pentacle, but that's just me.
Yeah, Dionysus is not there. No, he's not going there. I don't need the cards to tell me that. He's hedonistic.
Papa Legba King. Papa Legba.
Yeah, I've got him down already. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So
I think that's
split the difference.
That's a good number.
I need more fucking space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. From pile number one, which is Isis. The sun. She's winning with the sun. She's coming with the trump, the very thing that she birthed. For pile number 2, this is Thor. Eight of Swords. He's not looking good, Anna, sorry. Pile number 3, we've got Ra. 7 of Cups. He's not looking great, guys. Papa Legba, number 4. Four of Swords. It's not looking great. Hephaestus. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes.
The Emperor. Number 6. The Chariot for Aries. And for Helios. Guys, There seems to be a clear winner here for me, personally.
Which one's coming through?
Hang on. Helios is the 5 of Cups. So we have, just to recap for those who are really watching, Isis for Sun, that's the highest trump. That's the highest trump, right? Then Thor was the 8 of Swords. Not great, Thor, not great. Pull in lots of air energy though. Very well fed there to all those of you. Then we have Ra, which was the 7 of Cups. Then Papa Legba was the 4 of Swords. Hephaestus was the Emperor. Aries, the Chariot. And Helios, the 5 of Cups. How are we feeling there, guys? Can we live with this? Can we live with this?
What was the Emperor? Which one was the Emperor?
The Emperor was Aries.
That one kind of works.
It works.
And the Chariot you said was Ra?
The Chariot, no, was no, sorry, Aries. Sorry, Aries was the Chariot and Hephaestus was the Emperor.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you guys see me?
What's the go? What's going on? Oh my God, where is it? I've lost everything now. Okay, yeah, no, I'm back.
Well, which one had the sun? Isis?
Isis had the sun.
Well, Nope, they can't see me. Okay, why can't you see me? I'm right here.
I can see you. You're not lost to me.
So which one do you feel? I mean, you know, this is your deck. You pulled a couple cards. You saw what they said. What is your take on it?
I rather like Aries the Isis pole. Not the way it's moving too fast. Yeah, Aries was Chariot. It's a good, you know, it's a strong, victorious card. The Sun, though, it's hard to beat it. It's hard to beat the associations with Isis, the Sun, and the fact that in this draw, she is the highest trump card. If I was reading this for a client, that card is the winner every time. That card is the success card. You know, there's no, even in a reverse position, that's not a no. Like, it's a yes in every position. You know what I mean? If it's in the result position.
Yeah. Well, you can always put that in the book, you know, mention why and how that came to this conclusion.
How it came to the conclusion.
You know?
I've got an issue with the balance of it. I've got an issue with balance. Like, I like where everything is, but I feel like if I put Isis there, then I would probably take out Bridget and put an equally strong, like, masculine element in there.
I like Bridget.
Look, I like them all. That's just it. You can't fall in love with them. Don't get emotional. Right. The screen just seems to switch from speaker.
Amethyst Moon, it's just that the suit of wands is mostly considered a male energy, and we have no males in the court cards. And we do have male energy
in the others. So it then looks out of balance.
This is not easy.
It's not easy. No, whoever said this was easy was joking. And
you know what? You can just do half and half. Put a split screen and do half Isis and half Aries or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down here. I just stuff my beautiful deck.
Because both male and female have the fire aspect in them. There you go.
Yeah, Mercury for king, right? Isis for king. Like a political, like a political rally. The king and switch the knight. Switch the knight. Females showing off their masculine power. I'm fine with females showing off their masculine power. It's more that if that's going to be the case, there still needs to be an element of balance there. If the female is showing off her masculine power, then the masculine, should he be showing off his feminine power then?
Yeah, true.
Isis holding Osiris's heart. That's such a good image. Can we have the queen like Witch Up the Road, like the holding of the heart in the hand?
That's actually a very cool visual.
It's a very cool visual. Yeah, I like that. I like it. I don't know. I feel a little bit like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? Maybe it's going to have to be a to be decided. I have to sit with it a little bit. It just feels like it needs to make it.
Sleep on it.
Yeah.
Because it's only the last card. Everything else is, we decided on. So it's just the king.
Yeah. Okay. So once we've decided on that, like I will absolutely. I'm not going to throw anything else. Like, well, no, I shouldn't say that, should I? I'll see what I come up with. We'll see what we come up with, Anna.
Okay.
But we will keep.
Are we moving to Pentacles?
Yeah, we will. But we will keep the queen as the page because she obviously fits the queen in the page. Nothing else has been sketched out, so we're going to work with it. We're going to work with the vibe there, and then get something awesome that feels really good. Isis makes sense as king since Egypt, whoever ruled was called pharaoh, male or female. Yes, this is true. This is true. I like all your reasonings, guys. I like all your reasonings. Right, so let's move to Pentacles. The card of bone and root. The suit of bone and root. Let's determine the sky color. Bone, root. We have grey. We have a pinky kind of color. We have a reddish kind of a color. So we might need a nice fine day.
Well, we have what was cups again? I have to go look. I should pull 3 cards from the. Let's pull 3 cards. Let's pull the one from each suit so we can see.
Oh, thanks, Noah. So exciting, I know, but it's also very nerve-wracking as well. It's a little bit it's not upsetting. Look, I'm not upset about it, but it's a little bit like, oh, we did have the queen there, and then things developed, and this is just about evolution. It's about the situation changed, so of course we have to change with it, and it will be beautiful once it's done. It's making sure that the decision is not made lightheartedly, that all aspects are there for consideration. So
All right, so we have for the 3 suits that we have so far. Ugh. Okay, so we have, let me just make my screen larger so I can see. All right, so, we have the, this is swords. So the kind of grayish, blue-gray back. That's swords. Then we have cups, which is the pinkish, kind of pink. Can you see the pink?
Pinky purple, yep, I can see it.
Purple. And then we have wands right now, which is the
yellow
orange. Yeah, yellow orange. So like what you could do, all right, I'm just gonna use a little snippet from here actually. If you were to, do you see this like yellow and hold on. Can you see yellow and blue, this light blue and yellow action? You could do like, because you're gonna have sky, so it has to be, there has to be some, either it's gonna be really,
what about something with purple in it? What about something with purple in it for, like, say, either early morning or late afternoon? Like something purple, because I find here's something with a more predominant purple in it, because we've got a pinky purple, we've got a bluey grey, we've got a yellowy orange, we've got a couple of colours. I'd like to bring in a different thing, like a purpley green maybe for would they even mix together purpley green for earth? Because I think of earth as like cooler and, you know, a little bit dark soil, you know, and I think if we're doing a lot of root and bone, maybe something more monochromatic, like purpley top, fading into maybe a blue, or fading into maybe something, another color, like a purple monochrome thing. Would it work with the greeny nature?
So the green, if we had green at the bottom, and then as you're progressing towards the top of the sky and you had that purple, that would work, I think. Break it up with a little bit of white, you know?
Yeah, I think that could work. Gives it a different feel.
I mean, the other option is to have like a yellow, pure yellow, like different tints of yellow.
I'm not a fan of yellow.
Oh no, yellow is happy.
I see too much of it here. I'm too saturated in yellow. Like, I'm looking outside and everything right now is yellow or green. Yellow or green. Yellow or green, Anna. It's yellow or green. I can't do it.
It's brown.
What about, like, we had Stormy with the see, it's almost worth doing like a deep winter sky. What about an autumn? What about an autumn sky?
Like a brownish kind of thing going?
I don't know. I don't get autumn here. I see autumn colors in America. That's your territory.
Yeah. Let me explore that. Let me do some washes with yellow and, well, we could do that probably right now. Let's see. Add some water here. As long as I don't dip it in the wine.
Oh,
dip my breath,
isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
what have we got here? That sounds nice. Green and purple, Veronica Jude. Ill, not yellow, Natalie. Lavender, though, an orangey brown. 3 to an orangey brown. Southern Cross hidden. Oh, shit. I've got a flying card.
So what do we say? Brown, we said brown and yellow, right?
Deep purple, burnt orange, burgundy. Okay. Yeah, we've said a few things. We've said a few things. So maybe just use your artist intuition.
I'm just going to, well, I'm just sampling the colors. Let's see. Let's do brown. Where's my spray?
Oh, Sacred Seeker. That could be interesting.
A what?
She says, she wrote, he or she wrote, because I shouldn't say she, green, comma, no sky. No sky? Really?
No sky.
So a bit like Hierophant. Just foliage, just like woods and greenery.
Might look a little bare, no? I don't know.
Might work to look very busy too. If you create a lot of background texture.
A lot of foliage for all the cards.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
You'd have to wait another year.
Yeah, we'll then have to push it.
Suit. All right, so I'm doing some brown and yellow just to see what it would look like for sky. And then we said purple and green, correct?
Purple and green, yep.
All right. Now this is, obviously this is just really quick, so. Okay, purple, where's my purple? Purple. Pop. You'd think I would know, right, immediately what it would look like, but I don't, so.
It's a thing. Anna, I just got your message.
You just saw this now?
My phone's on silent. It didn't even ping. Oh my god. Oh my god. Imagine that.
Oh, that would be interesting. You'd have to really explain yourself in the book for that one.
Exactly. I'm going to have to do a lot of explaining in a book as it is.
Okay, so I think this kind of gives it a good idea. I'll do it like,
She's fabulous. Anna, I'm going to leave you to entertain for a moment because I'm going to make a cup of tea because I need it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to, can I show you these before you leave?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they're going to drip, but whatever. All right. So purple and green and then yellow and brown.
Oh, I actually don't mind the yellow and brown, but I'm feeling that might be too much, too close to wands. So I think I'm going more for the purple and green.
But now it just dripped into the green. But you saw it for a split second, right?
I did. I saw it. I'll be back in just a second. Guys, you decide which one you like the most. And Anna, if you feel like another color combo entirely would work, then by all means whip that out too.
Okay. Let's think. I'm more of a see, for me, earth is very grainy, like grains. So let's see if I find another paper, but where's the paper? So like like wheat, stuff like that. So that is kind of where I'm going. Let's see if I can. She says she doesn't like yellow, but I bet I can. Let's see if I can show her a nice yellow. So who knows? Maybe I can make a converter Maybe I can make her love yellow. Oh. All right, so yeah, and there's a lot of green. So I'm seeing green. I'm seeing ooh, teal. What about teal? Let's see if teal will work. Like a different kind of green. Like if you had teal and yellow, but like it could be like a nice, almost like an egg yolk kind of yellow. If I can get that. Let's see. I don't know how to hold this up so it won't drip so you guys can see the color. Because if it doesn't dry, how do I do this? Okay. All right. Let's see. How am I going? I'm going to hold it up. Kind of. Can you guys see kind of the teal and the yellow together? That's a teal. And the yellow. Let me dab this teal with something so it won't drip on my computer. That would not be good if it dripped. Okay. There's teal, and that's yellow, like this kind of yolky. So there. Okay, now we see the light. So that could work, I think. See? Teal and yellow. Yellow is not a bad color. Yellow is happy. I see yellow, I think money for some reason. Even though money supposedly is green, but I see, you know why? Because before money was like the golden coins. So in my mind, yellow is like the golden coin. I'll keep it. I'll let it dry and she can see it. Teal, purple. Teal, purple, yellow. Teal, purple, yellow. Teal is the lightest color. So, okay, so even though, so in terms like if you were to squint, you'd see teal is lighter than purple. So purple would have to be at the base. So purple, teal, and yellow, like in a sky. Kind of. Heavier colors go to the bottom. Lighter colors kind of go to the top. Okay, so I did another color combination. It
was yellow, wasn't it?
Because you don't like yellow, so I had to. I did a teal and a yellow. Like a greenish teal.
Yeah.
And
would it be that way? Would it go yellow through to green, or would it go green through to yellow?
Well, if I were to do this on it would be like closer to the earth would be like teal and then going into the green and then here in the middle. So, okay, so, you know, whatever is happening would be happening like here. So imagine my fingers are people. La, 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 la. So you can see part of it. But it'd be a combo. Like you'd have to...
Could you do me a small favor, and in that little middle line between the purple, between the green and the yellow, could you just splash a little lavender or a little purple?
Somebody actually said that. My concern is that purple in the middle will look heavy. So, because it's a darker color than... Well, it's not. It's heavier than teal, I guess would be the word. You'll see what I mean. You'll see it. That will be the more predominant color that you're going to see.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know, in watercolor wise.
Yeah.
Yellow and purple do look nice together, like when they blend.
I like that. I like the blendiness of it.
You know, like those
I actually really like that. I like that gradient. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's not. It's very I don't know why I like it. Why do I like it?
Should we? We can see what teal at the. Let's see how teal, yellow, teal, and purple at the bottom look. See, it's a trial and error. Like you never know until you try it. That's
and it's
what
the
I mean.
last one. It's the last one. I feel like anything that we haven't done yet, this is it. This is the time to do it because it's the last suit.
Can you believe it's the last? It's the last one. I can't believe it's the last one.
The last suit. Lavender, grey, orange, brown. That was Southern Cross Heathen. Smoky grey and forest green. That's a little, like, I like the smoky grey and forest green, Natalie, but it's a bit too closely associated to the swords because of that smoky grey blue with the swords. Darker yellow. Broccoli. She spit it out. I don't know what that means, but okay. Purple as sky, teal as nature, mustardy yellow as the sky. Interesting. Yeah, yeah.
So let's see.
Yellow and purple are complementary colors. They match and work well together.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that little pansy, the flower with the purple and anyway. All right, so here, oops, it's drinking, it's leaking. Not drinking, leaking.
Falling into your wine.
This is like reverse, so like if you had the yellow, teal, and purple at the bottom.
I like that. I actually like that.
I think that would look nice.
I think that's the winner. I'm thinking this because you were bang on about the yellow reflecting money, and oftentimes when you see pentacles in a suit, this deck that I've got here in front of me is exactly a great example. You'll look at pentacles and it's got that presence of yellow, and in some cases it's actually got the pentacles themselves, like the discs are yellow. So having yellow there is a good, is a good idea. When I think of earth, I think of almost like winter, like autumny winter. I think of a damp coolness and and vivid greenery, and I think of the dark, maybe the darker aspects of earth rather than the lighter, more fertile nature, bright green sunshine aspects. Mostly because that's my hope. That's my hope.
I'm gonna hold up these two so you see the difference. I mean, it's the same colors, but you see that it has like a different feel.
Yeah, I think the purple down the bottom works better for me.
It's lighter and this one's a little heavier, and then these are the ones with the brown and the purple and green.
That purple teal looks good too.
Which one?
The purple and the teal there look good.
That was green, actually.
Oh, was it? Cool.
It was supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be kind of, here, I'll add more. It was supposed to be like this, but it kind of leaked.
Ah, yes, yes.
This
they're all so good. They're all so good. I like the three, though. I like that one. Yeah. I like that one.
So, winner.
Scott. So we've got yellow, teal, and purple.
There.
Purple is Mother Earth. Yes. Now I want to bring out my liquid acrylic ink system. You should. Labradorite wolf. When you feel the inspiration come, do something with it. Right. What do we have? So we've decided on that.
On a sky.
We've decided on the sky. We're yet to make a definitive decision on the court for wands. That will be made.
You said something, I remember vaguely, that you wanted to keep there was one particular image with roots.
Mandrake root.
Yes.
With a bone.
Was there a bone in it?
I don't know. I just want the bone to coming out now. Like this is the bone suit, root and bone.
I remember the mandrake root. No, I can't remember what it. Oh. Something. It was like the tentacles was like doing something, like the roots of the
we discussed that with the Three of Wands. No, the Three of Swords. Remember, we had the option of like uprooting, and then the root was reaching out. Like we actually sketched that one out.
Yeah. The roots, yes. I have to find it now.
Yeah, for the ace, I'm thinking of a really awesome, gnarled fucking root, like mandragora root, like full, like witch root.
Like a cool root.
Yeah, the whole root.
But the mandrake root is really cool. It has like it can make little people out of it.
Can it make a skull?
What?
A skull out of the root.
I was thinking mandrake root because I remember like I did a search for images for mandrake root one time, and there's these like some of them actually look like people.
I'm googling this now. Mandrake root. I bet you Harry Potter comes up.
Yes, well, and obviously Harry Potter. Yes, Harry Potter is present.
Oh my gosh. The second image that I see is like a corpse in the ground. It's a root, but it looks like a corpse in the ground. And just as predicted, there's Harry Potter. Far out. Such a prolific herb, isn't it? Wow, Anna. It's got to be this one, hey? You guys should do this just for your own sake. Those that are dual screening, have a look at mandrake roots just for shits and giggles.
Okay, so I got a message from Ariel Foxstrom. She's trying to watch. She's watching us, but she cannot figure out where the chat is. So the chat's on the side. Just to the right.
It depends on what device she's watching too. If she's watching on her phone, it might be in a different location.
Yeah, if you're on a phone, then it's at the bottom. I think you have to pull it. Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth. I've never seen it. Never seen Pan's Labyrinth. I can just feel the gasp, like. Yeah. Right. I'm thinking the mandrake.
Yeah.
Uninfluenced by the hand of man or anything, I'm thinking that mandrake.
Just pure, beautiful root.
Just pure, like earthy, beautiful root.
Okay, let me get a new paper with the pentacles. I'm going to write all this down.
Do you need a cup of tea break or anything like that?
Wine break, maybe. I'll get some more wine. I haven't had wine for like a whole month. I was on no alcohol all month. Not even one glass of wine. It's very hard, especially when you go to a bar with friends and everybody's like drinking and you're like, soda, please.
Oh.
Anyway, okay. Ace of...
Do yourself a favor and watch it now. Rightio, Natalie. I feel like she's screaming at me with her all caps.
So mandrake. Okay, so I'm trying to think. All right, so all of our aces are linked. Remember that all of our aces are linked to something within the suit itself. So the feather was linked to the page of swords, and the ace of cups was linked to one of the moon cards.
The root, it has to be linked to bone.
So whatever we do with the ace just keep that in mind. So if it's a mandrake root, you're going to have to kind of bring that in where it's the roots somewhere.
Yeah. I think that we should do that straight up. Put a skull there. Put a skull there. Like, no, and hear me out. I tell you, it's really done. Not a whole skull, like a very, very old, sun-bleached, decaying, almost moss-covered. And the mandrake root is sort of like some of it's growing actually through the.
Oh, through it. Okay.
Through
so interesting.
Yeah.
But,
so not like skull root, like not that ghastly, but just have the remnants of it there, like very old bone, like that very old. It's almost become part of the earth. It might even be sunken into the earth a little bit, and the two are actually like.
If we do that, then I think we kind of need to have like this is the earth plane, like the soil, and then you have the skull at the top, and then you have to kind of see the mandrake kind of go through. You should see the bottom, because if you show the mandrake through the skull, you won't really see the mandrake. You only see, you're just going to see things coming out of the skull. If you want to see that it's actually a mandrake, you should show the most of you kind of have a snippet through.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And it brings that deeper element of earth, because if you put that like almost like a half view, like you've got the under earth and then the over earth view. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So I'll sketch. I'm going to look for an image of a mandrake just so I can have so I have a good idea of what it looks like. It's a freaky little root. Seriously. Okay. All right. What does it have at the top? Does it have those the leaves that spring from? Okay, can you see this? Is this what it looks like? Is this correct? The leaves that come through?
Yeah, but the leaves that I've usually seen are very different. Like if you have a look at botanical drawings of it, I think it's a far more accurate look at the leaf, because some of that stuff I think is photoshopped.
Oh. Okay. Because whatever's coming through the eye sockets and all that is going to have to be like the leaf. So
yeah.
I think there's different types of mandrake, because I'm seeing different types of leaves.
Yeah, me too. I'm doing the same thing. I guess in different countries.
So I'm going to.
I think it's because it's got the green purple.
Okay. That might look nice with our sky.
It might, you know.
Okay, so let's assume that this is I'm going to draw the skull. Okay.
Pretty little root, says Jamie. Like powdered skeleton. Oh, Natalie, it's like you're an extension of my dark side.
Okay, so
search
there's like
mandrake root skull. I will, Donna. I will do that. I will search mandrake root skull right now.
There's such a thing as a mandrake root skull?
Apparently, mandrake root skull.
What did we ever do before internet?
Images. Look at this one. Can you see this?
Yes.
Look at that face.
Like I want to pet him.
It looks like the sad face that my son makes. Oh, wow. That's like, actually, this is the one instance where,
whenever she does that, I get really nervous and scared. Is that what I wait?
That's a
Is that
skull.
the actual?
That's a skull.
No, I know, but is
imagine,
show me again. Okay. 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 I just have to draw it quickly.
like the dirt fills the eyes, the mouth is a gape, but there's dirt in the mouth. Oh God, this conversation just makes me so happy. Such a weirdo. Such a weirdo. Why am I so weird? Oh, look at this cover. Root of all evil. Wait, looks like a book cover.
What it says Mandrake. Why does it say Mandrake?
It's like the root like bleeds into the mandrake. It's very not what I'm thinking, but it's still like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is one of those instances where the more you scroll down, the better the images get. Usually that's in reverse. When you scroll down, all the good images are at the top, and then you just exhaust the good stuff. Can you post it in the Bonestone Facebook group so we can see, Avalon? Which one? I saw a couple. Are you talking about the skull? Talking about the skull with the eyes? Hang on, I'll find it again.
All right, here's what I sketched out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the base, this line here, this line would be the earth plane, right? So sky would be at the top. This is all soil, so you can kind of see through.
Perfect. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm posting this on the Bonestone at the request. I'm calling it the skull. The skull in question. Well, you know what I mean? Skull in question, folks. It will be the skull in question. There we go. Paste. Done. All right, I like it. Done. It's done.
No, okay, so this would be the ace. Is that a good one?
Okay. I like the ace. Yeah, that's the perfect one. Perfect ace.
Okay. Okay, good. So we have the ace of pentacles. 2. Let's move to the 2 of pentacles. Juggling. We're juggling. We're juggling.
We're juggling. So many opportunities. So possibilities. I just got overwhelmed with possibilities. All of them have skulls in them, though. I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a bridge, like a rickety vine bridge.
Okay.
Like walking a rickety vine bridge, and like holding things, maybe balancing something on the head, or holding something on a stick, you know, on the back with like and I don't want that to be water. I don't want it to be water. Like, you know, fetch a couple of pails of water, hook them on the edge of the stick, and then walk across a little rickety bridge. Like, I'm thinking something maybe like I don't know. I can't think of it. But I like the idea of the bridge. I have an
idea, but I don't want you to. Okay.
Go. Tell me your ideas.
All right.
Let me switch the screen.
What if you don't have a full person doing the juggling? What if it's an actual skeleton that's juggling things? You know, like it would juggle something. You know what I mean?
No. Stay with that, right? I like where this is going. What about, because it's half and half. It's up or down. It's in or out, right? What about a half person, half skeleton juggling? Like, imagine, okay, wait, before you go, this is weird. Imagine imagine there is like a fully skin-clad human being, and like wind just sweeps some of that skin away. So it's a little bit Pirates of the Caribbean. Like it just.
Okay, I'm
I don't
with
want
you.
it to look like decay. Like it can't look like decay, because the card's not about decay. The card's about, you could look at it as either the glass half empty or the glass half full. Is the skin coming back onto the body, or is it coming off the body? You know what I mean? There's a question there. And then there's the juggling aspect. So there's a lot of dynamism that you could put in that. Even the juggling, even what you're juggling, like a rotten apple as opposed to a ripe apple kind of thing, or something that's almost non-existent to something that is existent.
Hold on, hold that thought. This card, the Two of Pentacles, do you see it as a card of, because when I get this card, my usual reaction is, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to juggle a lot of stuff, and I'm not gonna be happy. Like, not that it's a bad thing, but the fact that I'm going to have more to handle, and I better know how to handle it. Like, I have to be able to multitask, kind of thing.
Yeah. So for me, it's a card of recalibrating, and it's a card of assessing your contracts. So balancing your contracts. I'm not sure, some of you will know this. In the new book, not the new book, but in the book, the tarot book written by Marcus Katz and Tali Goodwin, which was, I fucking forgot the name of the book, but it's about the historical look at the imagery in the Rider-Waite-Smith system. And they break down all of the imagery. They take the historic route, they analyze it. And one of the things that stuck with me in that description was the Two of Pentacles, which was balancing contracts. I sat with that for a really long time, and it was about determining the landscape, planning, strategizing, balance your contracts, balance your thought processes, balance your responsibilities, balance your checkbook, balance your budgets. Everything was about the practical application of resources, because of course we're looking at pentacles and resources. And so it's never about taking on too much. It's about determining in what order you take something on. What do you bring into life, and what do you remove? What no longer serves you, that's going to hinder your productivity? What can you devote more attention to? What can you release attention on in this particular moment in your life? It's not a forever view. It's like, okay, today you draw the Two of Pentacles. It's like, okay, I'm going to have to prioritize. I'm going to have to balance some things here, and I'm going to have to prioritize. So what am I not going to give that much energy to today, and to make sure that I invest more energy in a productivity sense, to get more out of my resources? And so for me, it's about that shift of balance, like knowing that you are eventually going to have to go back there and look after that one thing. But for right now, it just fades away into the side. Like the beds might not get made to my perfection level, but they're going to get thrown together in some aspects, and I'm going to spend more time on the kids' lunches, and I'm going to refine the kids' lunches. But later on, I'm going to have to go and look at that bed. I'm going to have to go back there and do that properly. You know what I mean?
When you said that, I just had that vision of, those women that carry those huge baskets on their heads.
Yes.
Different, like, fruits, and, they just are able to balance that whole, like, I don't know how, to be honest, but.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I'm thinking. So think bridge. Think two women, things on their head, two opposing things on their head. One might be fruit, one might be vegetables, one might be fruit, one might be water, one might be, just two different things on their heads. Two different forms of resources, for instance.
Mm-hmm. Thinking.
One could be a big thing of fruit. The other one could be a little thing of money. You know what I mean?
Can it be water and, like, yeah, it has to be something with money, because we are in Pentacles.
Yeah. What about bread? or grain. Grain was a traditional money swap. Coffee.
I like coffee.
Let's make it coffee.
Coffee and bread?
Coffee and no. It can't be coffee and bread, because where are they going to get coffee and bread? Coffee, South American, Colombian, or Arabic. You know, more South America. I'm thinking for the lusciousness of it all. So it would be coffee and probably coffee and money, coffee and fruit, coffee and something, coffee and not fish. I'm allergic. That would gross me out. What about oh no, that's a bit too ghastly.
Chocolate. I like chocolate.
Yeah. See, you're on my same wavelength. Coffee and chocolate?
I'm reading the chats. And they're saying chocolate, sugar.
Coffee and tea. Coffee and sugar would work. Tobacco? Yeah. What would go well with coffee, Anna?
Are we still talking about seeing the skeleton thing, or are we not talking? This is something else.
This is an alternative view.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I had this vision of a woman and she's half skeleton and half I'm like combining everything into one thing.
I still like the half and half though, just saying. I like the bringing into being of like the skeleton versus like the woman. Like it's almost like she's coming into being. I like that. With
what do
like
you call the stones? Have you seen those? I don't know if you guys. Sometimes when I go in the woods and I walk in the woods, I find there's people who go and they stack these rocks. They make like
cans.
Yeah, and it's like one stone. If you like, it's not positioned properly, the whole thing would crumble. You know, it's like all these. You have this like the tip of the last one is like almost. It's strange. I don't know how they do it.
I like the cans. Obviously, I live in a place called Cairns, so people think that it's funny to do that here. Like, oh, let's go to Cairns and make a cans. You know what I mean? So you go, and we've got a lot of waterfalls here. So everywhere you go, you're going to see one of these like little cans. And it's typical that you just walk up and you try to add a rock. If it looks like it's semi-established, then you add a rock. If it looks like it's finished, you don't chance that. You know, there's an etiquette. There's a quiet etiquette to it. I read this already, but I don't think you saw it. What about a quill dripping with blood over a piece of paper that has a coin on it, but not gold, maybe bronze? I think that's the start of a horror movie. Natalie, get to it. Write that script.
The quill might be a little problematic because we have the quill and the feather for the Ace of Swords.
This is true. Build the structures in memoriam. I've seen ones build respect for others. Yeah. That's it. So, okay, so we could do a cans. We could do. Oh, but yeah, you're right. Cans, bridge, half skeleton person. Which one? Cans, bridge, half skeleton person.
The bridge, if you do the bridge, you're going to have the person pretty small to show the bridge. Unless you do like an aerial shot. Like if you were to look down on this person, then they're like you'd have to shift perspectives. Like it would be like a forced perspective, looking down at the person instead of so you could see them kind of trying to balance stuff. If you really wanted to see the expression and all that.
I just don't know how to best bring it. How to best bring it. Earth is, it's going to be like this with Earth, isn't it? It's going to take its time. Earth is very patient, isn't it?
But does it have to, but let me ask you this. Does it have to be a person? Can it be an animal that's doing the balancing, that is making a choice?
Take that and add balance in an acrobatic sense. Like the acrobat is balancing as a form of artistic expression, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of their job. It's what they get paid for.
A monkey does. I mean, a monkey will swing and do acrobatics. Like if you were thinking of an animal that will have that mobility and stuff.
What about a snake?
Like have it coil? I mean, what would be
like the snake? See, here at home, I have a resident snake, and it's massive. And what it does is go from the ground up a tree and then makes its way across a limb that is quite far away. So it actually reaches across, bridging a gap, and then slithers down to the other tree. It just, it travels across via the trees. And the trees aren't like overlapping limbs. Like one limb will be here, one limb will be over here. And then the snake is quite big. So its body mass can afford to do this, but it just slithers along. You know, it bridges the gap, is what I'm saying. It bridges the gap.
We have something similar. I'm trying to remember. I think we had something we were talking about a while back. The ants working together to do the bridge, something.
That's right. We had the ants. The ants.
No,
I think the ants would work there. I think they would work. One, because it's productivity. Two, because it's productivity. Three, because they're earthy. I think we could have ants there.
Do you remember the visual? We were talking those when okay, so let's clue them in. When ants, we were talking, and this was like it was one of these offshoots that we sometimes have, and we were talking about we somehow got to ants. But ants will link each other they will work together, they will create links to form these bridges. And they will connect. You know, it's like anyway, it's pretty cool if you see the actual visual of it.
I'm going to link you some of these suggestions. Like people are writing suggestions, so I'm going to link them in our personal chat here. And that way they'll be seen. Pirates, when the skeletons look like people except in the moonlight, you could show the half skeleton in the moonlight. Then we would miss our Sky Veronica Jude. That were the case. That's an amazing idea. What about the profile version? What about a fox? A few people seem to like Mel's idea, which is the one that I just sent you. Hi, Mel. Thanks for joining.
Where did you send me?
In our personal chat here on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I had that. Hold on.
The blue square with lines on the top left-hand side of your screen in the live chat.
Hold on. Oh, I see. Okay. I didn't even know I had that. Okay.
I don't think we've ever used it before. Jamie says ants are nature's architects. So are spiders.
Yes. I don't know. It doesn't speak of like choices, you know, the finding. I mean, it speaks of a balance, but it's like the individual.
Not the right balance.
Choice. It speaks of about it's I'm seeing it as a personal choice balance.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, like if you were juggling, like, so say you decide to do, like, if the juggler from the, like he's juggling pentacles, but in my mind, like I've always wanted to see him juggling rocks, because like boulders, because with that you have to be careful. You have to, like, you don't want one to fall on your head. So
Knives.
you have the perfect balance for that.
What about something more blacksmithy?
Blacksmithy? Knives?
Eh?
Knives, you mean? Like swords and knives?
No, like I'm talking, if you put it in like the perspective of a blacksmith or a craftsman, somebody crafting something requires a lot of tools. And I'm just not sure what and how, but it could be another little indicator of having the resources, but deciding which one you wanted to use.
Wouldn't that be more of a 3?
That might be, but a 3 is already established. The 2 is the balance to establish, the prioritizing to establish. It's the putting the kids in daycare so that the mum can work. That's what the 2 is. See, do you want to, if you type in juggling responsibilities, it's literally people juggling. Like there's no other creative, there seems to be no other creative.
Well, it's mostly like you know those cups, when you see the cups and you have to point to which cup.
That's gambling.
I know. That's a choice.
I was looking for something different that wasn't physical, juggling, something that was more about balancing responsibilities.
This shoot is going to be a tough one, isn't it?
It's going to be a tough one. Seesaw.
Okay.
What I saw. I just saw a seesaw. That would be another. Yeah, see, they're not original. Or scales, which, we can't do. Or slacklining, which is not appropriate. Or yoga.
Yoga pose.
A yoga pose. Right. Let's just throw in yoga there. It wouldn't be out of place, actually, because yoga is quite old if you did it traditionally. It's just not something I'm interested in doing. No, I can't see anything that's really like ultra original as far as image goes. What about a fox hiding with her nits in the den from a hunter? That's a bit protective. That's a bit fearful. There's no things to remove from the 2 of Pentacles. There is no fear. There is no danger. There is only commonplace responsibility and how to balance that responsibility to get the best out of your resources. So it is a resource card, first and foremost. It's about balancing your responsibility, second. It's about unity, third.
Okay, so let me ask you. So say, what if the person is not juggling but standing within 2, like having to decide whether to go this way or this way, kind of like a crossroads, but not a crossroads. Like if you imagine a field, like you'd have grain on one side, and then on the other side you'd have, say, just earth or luscious greens or money or whatever, you had almost like the day and night scene. So what if you had somebody smack in the middle? Like you have to balance those 2 things.
That could work. Although that brings 2 cards that we've already created into mind, and that is the 2 of Swords and what was it? The 6, no, something. What was the card where the person was emerging from the forest? The nymph was emerging from the forest.
Oh, that's in the wands. That's like the two of wands.
Yeah, the 2. So there's that differentiation there. And then we've got crossroads in judgment as well. It's a theme. We've got a couple of them.
Yeah. But I wasn't thinking crossroads. I was thinking like just
Direction.
Like a scene, like almost like you transition from one scene to another. So it's having.
I can't visualize it.
So, okay.
Around the feet of the women carrying things on their heads, there could be either children, animals, or even roots. Oh, fruit bats. Okay. Is there a crossroads in the deck yet, or a labyrinth? Juniper, a labyrinth would work, but the person would have to be very small. Like you wouldn't get any detail in the individual. The focus then would be just on the labyrinth.
Okay, so all right. If this is the card, on one side, say you have grains, and one side you have something else, and the person is right in the middle, whatever he's holding in the opposite hand would be from this side. Whatever he's holding on this side would be from this side.
Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting.
So say here you have, I don't know, money, or he'd have a coin in this hand. If this is grain, he'd have grain in this hand. So it's this, but the scenes would be very different. So there'd be a clear delimitation in the middle, but he would be in both.
I like that. That's a solid option. Yeah, I like that. What about a medicine wheel? Jamie's saying a medicine wheel. I don't know anything about medicine wheels.
Medicine wheel.
I don't know. I don't know anything about them.
Neither do I. Is it just the wheel?
What about boy-girl twins as balance? Somebody just sent me that via Messenger. She has mentioned it. I don't think that will necessarily work. Interesting. Okay, cool. Let's go. Good idea. Multi-arms balancing.
And you could make it a skeleton balancing the two.
Yeah. What about what kind of multi-arm images? I'm just looking up multi-arm. Because we don't, okay, I'm going to send you something just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. I'll messenger it to you. Very simple image, like not this, but you know what I mean.
Cute. It does remind me of Kali, though.
Hey, it's a bit Kali. It is, isn't it?
Yeah. The only thing is Kali is, I mean, can also be is that the force that you wanted to convey through the card? Because it could, give a double meaning.
No, it's not. But I'm just looking here. You know what comes up a lot too? Candelabras.
Mm.
I'm looking at, I just typed in multi-arm, and I'm surprised that there are more than one deity that is associated to multi-arm. Check out the Trevian Man. That's what I'm thinking. What? I will. I'll check out the Trevian Man. Maybe we're looking at this the wrong way. Oh my God. Oh, Da Vinci. Da Vinci's multi-arm. Multi-arm, multi-leg Da Vinci. I did not know it by any other name. I only knew it as Da Vinci. I don't know. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I can't think. I honestly can't. I can't decide. I can't think.
What, you have the idea after?
Yeah. I think I'm just tired, guys, because we've been on here for ages now. So we're almost edging up to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we might have to call it quits. We did have a lot to cover, granted, in this one. And I appreciate everyone who stuck around so much, because you've added just great intensity to the conversation, lots of input, tremendous amount of ideas and suggestions, all of which are amazing. I can see that if other people want to create tarot decks, they'll do an amazing job of it, because there's been some really awesome suggestions come through. It's more simple. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, the Vitruvian Man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we did the 8th. We chose the sky.
We've got the ace, and we've got big decisions to do with the suit of swords in the court as well. So I think that rather than push for a 2 of pentacles, I'd rather finalize the suit of wands and just let that. I think that if I finalize the idea of the court of wands in my head, then the information will flow freely through me. Right now, I feel unfinished business is there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna. So the next step would be, just for our next chat, would be the 10 of Wands, the Page, and Knight. So those would be our 3. You know, if we can do more, then yay. But those are the 3 ones that will be coming up.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait, the Page. Right. Sorry, not Page, because we have 10 Knight, and Queen. Yeah.
Knight, Queen, King. That's what's left of that suit anyway. So yeah. Like 2 to 3, no more than 2 to 3. You know, in a 2-week time period, and sometimes too, like the 7 of Wands, the launching, the 7 of Wands. If you see it in vivid color, you will know just how much work went into that. And there are some images that do take longer to render than others, and you know that time needs to be taken into consideration. There are some that demand a little bit more intricacy as well, so it's better to take
I'm posting all these images on the group after the chat.
Yes,
so
that will be exciting
today, so you'll get to see them.
So exciting, so exciting. You guys are so amazing. 2 p.m. is the perfect time to watch Pan's Labyrinth. No, because in 1 hour, my 2 small children will come home going, Mom, I'm so hungry. All right, folks. Keep an eye out on the Bonestone and Earthflesh chat group. We're bringing that more to life than we have been. So we'll be posting a few bits and bobs up there. I'm going to try and do a little daily check-in, although I don't want to promise anything. But I am working on Bonestone book quite regularly, and I know that Anna's always working behind the scenes on cards. So, you know, you never know what she's going to do. Sometimes she just gets a glass of wine and a whim, and goes, I'm gonna paint live. So if you're not a member of the group, you will miss it. If you're not a member,
True.
Become a member. Yes. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It has been an absolute pleasure. Our first Bonestone Bash of 2018 has gone down in good spirits, I find. Lots of decisions yet to make, but let's get it done and then let's move through it. And hopefully we will have it finished soon.
Yeah.
I will have the book written soon. No pressure. No pressure on me. No pressure. No pressure on me. So
Thank you guys. Thanks for all your ideas and your input and for being here with us, hanging in with us for 2 hours.
Getting it done. That's essentially what we're doing. Getting it done. All right, folks, we're wishing you so much love, luck, peace, and joy wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I sincerely hope that you are in good spirits, happy and healthy. Thank you so much for lending us your creativity, and we will speak to you soon. See ya.